Welcome to the How to Make B to Small B affiliate marketing successful and profitable. This is going to be a panel discussion. We'll be going through a presentation. The panelists and I really want this to be a conversation between the audience and the panel, an exchange of ideas and information, not just us presenting. I'll be walking us through the presentation and the major points. The panelists will jump in as they see fit with questions and answers for us. If you have questions, you, I believe, have the information on how to text it to the live texting and tweeting, and the questions will pop up, and then we'll address those as we go. I guess I'll introduce myself. My name is Gary Allen. I'm currently a partner at a marketing consulting firm in Minneapolis called FRWD. Started off in the affiliate world back in 1999 as the CTO of Performix. Went on to be chief architect of Connect Commerce, Start Search, on to lead a company called AdGuru, which is a competitive intelligence firm in Chicago. And then for the last almost 3 years, I've been in Minneapolis helping large corporations deal with digital marketing challenges, such as affiliate marketing. The panelists. So we have Marty Marion. Marty enjoys Wendy's walks. No, Marty is the affiliate manager for Deluxe Corporation. Marty brings a lot of experience. Since 1999, he's been in the affiliate world. Brings a lot of experience with the relationship between the affiliate and the merchant, and I know he brings that to his day-to-day job. We have Sherry Tingley, who is the owner of OneClick. Sherry's a member of the Rocky Mountain Affiliate Marketing Association. Sherry's very active in the affiliate community, and she brings her specific experience today to the panel, and we're happy to have her with the conversation. And we have George Hansen of Digital River's oneNetworkDirect. As a director of sales and business development, George has a vast amount of industry knowledge of B2B experience. George has more than 15 years in sales and business development in this area. So welcome to the panelists.
Thank you.
So this is your panel. We have our agenda. Our agenda is going to be split up into 3 sections today. The first few bullet points we'll be talking about what is the B2B affiliate market, what's the size of it, what's the opportunity, what's the opportunity for the affiliates. The second section will be focusing the conversation a little bit deeper into who are the actual consumers, who are the companies that we're reaching out to, how do you engage, how do you attract and engage those consumers, and then of course bring them to sales. And then the last, convert them to sales, sorry. And then the last section will be specific tactics that affiliates can do right away to make changes to their sites, add products and services, and make money, which is why we're all here. So this is a little off. So kicking it right off, what is B2B affiliate marketing? Marketing business of products and services to small businesses, right? And we're going to concentrate today on small businesses. As you all know, in the affiliate model, it's one to many. So the big business merchant bringing their products and services to bear in the affiliate market. How big is this opportunity? Currently, there are 28.7 million small businesses in North America. These are businesses with less than 20 employees. How much do they spend online? How much do they spend on products and services? $142 billion on goods and services that run and promote their business. These will include marketing services, computers and software, office supplies, business forms, checks, promotional products. We're not going to be talking today about raw materials, manufacturing, anything that takes real specific knowledge to an industry. And currently, these businesses spend on average about $5,000 a year on these products and services. So obviously in affiliate marketing, we want to know, how much of that budget do we want? How much can we make on this? How much money can we make on this opportunity? How much do these small businesses spend online? Well, we know that over 60% make business purchases online. That's 17.2 million potential customers for the affiliates. with an $86.1 billion combined budget. And of course the question would be, how much can this be in the affiliate channel? Today, currently, there's not a lot of talk about B2B or B2small in affiliate. There's really, and George knows this very well, there's very large businesses who sell and market their products online to other large businesses. The small business products and services is highly untapped, or largely untapped. Why is this coming into focus now? Overall, affiliate revenues are projected to soar. Forrester says that in the next 2 years, they will jump to $4 billion that a merchant will pay out to affiliates. So affiliate commissions are going to be $4 billion. That's an annual growth rate for the next two years of $500 million year over year. There's a large opportunity here for affiliates to pay attention to this market. Affiliates, the B2B affiliate revenue line for large corporations is going mainstream. As budgets tighten, merchants are looking for other revenue streams, and they're putting this on their revenue and their projections. And Marty, you have a specific experience with this, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's very important to Deluxe. When we entered the B2B affiliate space in 2009, it was barely on our radar from a corporate level. And fast forward 2 years, we now have a specific budget for the affiliate channel. It's part of our annual operating plan, and with that, we're tied to very specific revenue goals. The affiliate channel is moved up through Deluxe and is on senior management's radar as a true source of revenue growth. So it's very important to Deluxe as a corporation in the B2B affiliate space.
George, do you see this trend as well in the large B2B?
Yes, we do actually. As companies look to drive more efficiency across the enterprise, we see definitely companies leveraging successful strategies that they've experienced in the consumer space, and they're applying that to the B2SB space. I think it's important to note too, when we talk about B2B affiliate, we really are talking B2 small business. Affiliates really aren't very adept at selling large enterprise class type products and services, right? Those are usually handled by fairly experienced sales staff. A lot of that business gets done on the golf course, right? So when you're looking at opportunities, think about yourself and what your small business looks like, right? And identify with other small businesses. Good examples would be real estate agents or people who work out of their home as a target market. So I think affiliates very well positioned for the SB part of the B2B space, and I think that's an important distinction.
The B2small, and you were talking about it before, the B2small affiliate footprint is relatively small, right? The B2C market, the direct-to-consumer retail market and affiliate is pretty saturated and pretty mature. The B2small is just starting to enter its growth stage. So understanding how we can influence that and participate that is really the goal of today's discussion. And the B2small merchants are increasingly entering the channel, so their growth incentive is at an all-time high. What does this mean for affiliates? There's less competition, right? If it's not that crowded, and we know that affiliates are continually looking for products, retail products and direct-to-consumer products, here is an area that you can go after and that you can concentrate on that is less crowded and will have less competition. The incremental revenue stream, as we'll talk about even in greater detail later, the potential is very high. And really the message here is that the time to establish yourself in this market is now, right? Before there is a rush. Be an early adopter, learn, and then perfect it as the market grows. Again, we've heard from George and from Marty on the business side, but Sherry, do you agree with what we're talking about so far as an affiliate?
As an affiliate, I have experienced more commissions, more sales on business to business or business to small business sales than business to consumer sales. The profit margin is almost like a 2-to-1 ratio. So you've got larger orders and bigger commissions because of that.
How many affiliates, by show of hands, do we have in the audience right now? Oh, good, a few. How many of you have tried business-to-business products and services on your site? 2. 3, okay. So of maybe 10 or 12, 3. So again, we're talking that this is not, what we're trying to address today is that this is not a crowded market space. Marty, we mentioned early on that the relationship is really important, and we'll be talking about it more. But talk to us about, your experience with bringing on affiliates onto the Deluxe program.
Well, many of the affiliates come in as a B2C affiliate, not knowing that they actually are marketing to B2sB, and it's whether or not they know that they're segmenting and seeing that traffic. And what we try and help when we establish that relationship with the affiliate is to let them recognize that although your site may be consumer-based, that you are indeed having some business traffic coming to your website. It's being able to recognize that and knowing that and building upon that, and that's what we're here for as a merchant, to try and establish a relationship with the affiliates and begin the process of assisting them and helping them recognize that they are truly do have some business customers coming to their website, and how they can better leverage that within their website.
Great.
If I could just make a comment too, I think if you look at some of the macroeconomic information regarding small businesses, it's very common to hear that over 50% or 2/3 of all new jobs are created in small businesses. I think if you look in my experience of talking to various merchants is that it's hard for them to serve the SB portion of their business. They're not very good at it. They're always consistently looking for help. But the fact that a lot of the new jobs are coming from small businesses really makes this a growth area and an area of focus for them. So I think affiliates have a great opportunity or can play an important role in terms of customer acquisition for merchants in this area. And again, I think it's an area that most merchants don't touch. It's not part of their enterprise plan. It's more remote control, self-service, and I think with some initiatives and some creative thinking, there's definitely some opportunities for affiliates to come in and make a difference.
Okay. So just a real quick side note, I don't know if the questions are going to pop up here, but we'll see, I guess. Has anybody texted in or tweeted in a question yet? Okay, then we'll see. So, focusing, we've talked about how many businesses there are out there. We bring it from a 50,000 foot level, maybe to a 10,000 foot level. What are the differences between B2B and B2C? And we focus our discussion on this. Purchase decisions are less impulsive, require more info. The small business tends to be cost conscious, not price sensitive. Right? Again, information here is going to help that decision. And they're almost always looking to answer a question or solve a business problem. So they're trying to figure out how to promote their business, how to sell more products. What about the merchant? What's different about the merchant than a retailer or a direct-to-consumer merchant? Right? Depending on the product or the service, and I'm going to let George jump in here because he has some insight here, the average order value can be substantially larger.
Yeah, and I think the same things that make the B2B space interesting for merchants are what makes it interesting for affiliates. It typically is higher average order value. I think you make a good point, Gary, about the price sensitivity of small businesses. I think small businesses are definitely less price sensitive. And it's really about acquiring products and services to drive their business, and usually it's to drive growth in their business. So I think there's an opportunity to capitalize on that market, really take advantage of those trends, and ultimately profit from it. I can tell you we've got some affiliates in oneNetworkDirect that have been very successful in the B2B space, almost to their own surprise. And very, very happy with the results in terms of revenue and profits as well.
And Sherry, as a small business affiliate, what do you think about the average order values?
Well, I love the fact that they're so much bigger, and twice as big is a big difference.
Is that for your site? You're saying you found them twice?
Yeah, I find them twice as big. That's the personal.
And how does that make a merchant feel?
Puts us in a good position to leverage and use this to obtain more affiliates and establish a relationship and begin the process of letting them build a revenue stream for themselves, which ultimately, of course, helps us, but helps the affiliate as well.
I think it's really important to note as well that the commission rates, I don't know if you've looked at your affiliate networks and saw the businesses, the B2B products and services that are being sold for small businesses, commission rates tend to be much higher. Where a retail rate may be 5 to 7%, as low as 2%, B2B rates tend to be 15 to 30%. Would you guys agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
What
do you currently pay out at Deluxe?
On a commission base,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, currently we're at an average of about 20%. Many of our products are based, the commission is based product specific. So we can go as low as 15%, 12%, all the way up into the high 20%, which is significant.
Great. And you're much the same, right, with the software?
Yeah, software space in particular is fairly lucrative. 25 to 40% is common. Commission rates are one way to evaluate, the profitability of a program. I think if you extrapolate that out to a per sale type payout as well, that's another good metric in terms of a payout. So don't let a rate necessarily fool you. 10% rate on a $400 or $500 item or a $1,500 item is a decent per sale payout.
And
yeah, I would definitely. Fewer sales but higher commission, and I think the important distinction there is less competition, right? So you see in the affiliate space a lot of times people, for lack of a better term, spinning their wheels with high volumes of transactions that are fairly expensive to generate, right? It's a competitive space typically, and they have to acquire that traffic and spend money to do that. So oftentimes profitability is substantially lower. So high revenue, less profitability. But I think in the B2B space, SB space, and again, this kind of ties back to that per sale payout. You can look at acquiring sales at a fairly low cost with a pretty substantial payout. And I'm glad we can just raise our hand for questions.
Yeah, I am too, because I was really kind of worried that during the presentation all of a sudden something would pop up and I'd start reading it if it wasn't exactly appropriate. Anyway, what's the difference with affiliates, right? For the affiliates, sorry. The affiliates, and especially in B2B and B2sB, right? The affiliate channel is really another distribution channel for that merchant, and they play a crucial part, right, in the consumer education and making that crucial first impression. B2sB affiliates need to build a really strong relationship with the merchants, and I'm going to let Sherry go off on a little bit of a tangent here about that because I know you feel pretty strong about this.
Well, as an affiliate, I feel like the better relationship you have with your affiliate managers, the better you're going to do. And Deluxe Corporation was really very good with me and helping me actually look at the page, make changes on my site, lead me in the directions that I needed to go. And I think that relationship there is of utmost importance if you're going to seek the affiliate marketing model.
You would agree with that, Marty?
Yeah, I would agree with that. And it does take a little bit for the affiliate to reach out to the merchant. We obviously try and reach out to the affiliates, but we all know that it's sometimes difficult to get that direct contact information. And when an affiliate reaches out to us, we're more than happy to do what we can to help them develop and grow their business and help them with their site and different information that will help them enhance the offering, become more of an influencer, and allow more traffic to come back to their site and use their site to order products and services.
Understanding that the B2B affiliate blueprint for success is still not yet drafted, and we put this in because, as we said before, this is a fairly new focus, right, for affiliate marketing. And so with less competition in the marketplace for affiliates, less competition in the marketplace for the merchants, building what is that blueprint for success is still yet to happen. And it really, I think, is important for people to get involved in that now.
Absolutely, and that's an opportunity for the affiliate along with the merchant to actually write that blueprint, because it is just at the beginning stages. So we welcome that opportunity.
And would you all agree that a fair statement is this, that a little more effort will equal a lot more money for the affiliates?
Very much so. In fact, in 2010 and 2011, business has just gone skyrocketing. So the opportunity there is just going to be increasing in the next 3 or 4 years. And doing the business to small business model is going to be really profitable.
Yeah, and I think the comment about the blueprint, not necessarily being drafted, I think that's definitely true. I mean, I think if you look across the marketplace, it's fairly easy to look at the consumer space and see the various business models and what's been successful. You look at the B2B space, and there isn't quite the clarity, with how to approach it, what works, what's successful. I think that's where the direct-to-merchant relationships are really key. I think it's always great to put yourself in the other guy's shoes and try and identify what they want. Take your knowledge and expertise and put yourself in their shoes and see, how you can add value. And I think, doing that, you can identify opportunities and work together with your merchants.
Great. I'm just looking out to see if there's any. Go ahead.
There's a lot of talk about things are skyrocketing and so forth. But can you give some flavor on what your top affiliates, even in the B2C space, are making in terms of the top 10%, or just to get a sense of the opportunity? I got that 87 billion and I got that 500 billion numbers, but I mean, in real terms, I think for the Deluxe Corporation, just a kind of a sense of on a per-month basis, what the top 10 make.
That's obviously it's a difficult question to answer, mainly for proprietary purposes, but
Just a number, right? I mean, 1,000 a month, 1,500 a month?
I would have to say it's in the in the high thousands per month, definitely, if not much larger than that.
Tens of thousands.
Tens of thousands.
Tens of thousands.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so the B2C, so the B2B would be analogous?
I missed that last part.
The B2B side, would that be somewhat analogous in terms of, as a target?
He thought you were talking about the B2C.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I was talking about the B2B space.
Oh, B2B space.
Yep.
Yeah, I can just chime in there too. I think it's reasonable to expect $10,000 to $15,000 a month run rates. Again, it depends on the product, the category.
This is what you're earning, not the sales you're making, right?
This would be the gross revenue typically.
Oh, gross revenue.
Yeah.
So now I'm talking about what does the affiliate actually make?
That's what you're talking about as well.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's what he's talking. He's talking about gross revenue to the affiliate.
Oh, to the affiliate.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's after, it's our commission, basically.
Yeah, or just let me maybe color that up a little bit more. I think, of course, again, it depends on the category and the product, but, typically, I guess a common portion of an affiliate's business that we've seen that's been successful in that B2B space is in the neighborhood of 10%. So if you take your overall revenue, whether it's the commissions you earn or the gross revenue you generate for your merchants, if you have, I think, a successful B2B effort, it's going to be in that 10 to 15% range. Again, it's going to vary by category quite a bit. If you're selling technology products, it's going to be one thing. If you're selling services, it's going to be another. But I think it's not unreasonable to have a goal of somewhere in that 10 to 15,000, I would say, gross revenue for the merchant. If you take a third of that in terms of commissions, that would be $5,000 or $2,500 to $5,000 in commissions. I think would be a reasonable target for a successful program.
As a merchant that's new to as a product that's relative to the B2B market, what's the best way for us to go about finding professional B2B affiliates like Sherry out there in the marketplace?
It's a great question.
That would be for me.
How do we find hundreds of you, thousands?
Well, you have to actually go through, what affiliate network are you having your program go through, or are you not at that step yet?
Well, we're independent right now. We have our own affiliate program, internal program.
Okay, well, some ways you can do it are by approaching the larger networks that have already access to thousands of affiliates.
Right.
And so, there is value in joining the bigger networks.
Even though they're primarily B2C?
Yes, because as an affiliate, you always keep yourself open from B2C to B to small b. So you're not going to be like, well, here's this person is only this. All the affiliates will probably be interested in probably both of those. So just go to a bigger pool to fish.
And it brings out a conversation we've had over the last few months about there really is no real proprietary B2B network out there, B2small B network out there. And so I think what Sherry said was very good, trying to get some mass through the larger networks. And then also what Marty talks about of reaching out yourself to you doing some research and reaching out yourself and making that personal connection.
Absolutely. And when you get into these larger networks and start to establish yourself, obviously there's opportunity for media buys within the networks themselves, and you can leverage those along with the forums. And there's a number of ways to be able to grow your affiliate pool.
And that's why you're here, to network with all these people.
In case you were wondering.
Go ahead.
Question is really for you, since you're the merchant. When you were talking about price conscious or cost conscious, price sensitive, would you say that the majority of your offers to on the affiliate are actually full price, but you have a value statement associated with it, or is it actually a price reduction that you're trying to get the small business?
A little bit of both. Definitely, the small business owner obviously acts like a consumer, so they're looking for if they can, the best product for the lowest price possible. So we bundle a little bit of both. The value, the value add, the benefits, the features. Obviously, if we can bundle products that allow a small business to operate smoother and better and purchase in one lump as opposed to individual pieces, that helps. But there's always the promotion element of it, which is critical and does resonate highly out there. So we definitely use the promotion part of it to reel more of the small business owners in, so they understand that right off the bat there is a value and a cost savings there based on the promotion type.
And Sherry, do you see a specific success on your side? Is it more discount or value?
I think most of my items do have a discounted price. So
Okay.
I think discounting is one way to attract and convert from visitors to customers.
I would imagine in the big B2B, it's much the same, right?
Yeah, I think what merchants are doing is leveraging tactics that have been successful in the consumer space. Of course, discounting has become huge over the last 24, 30 months, right? The last 2.5 years. I think it's more important for merchants to have well thought out discount strategies. It really actually goes along the lines of having a well thought out pricing strategy. Our best practice is really to encourage merchants to offer a broad suite of discounts. So not necessarily deeper discounts, but more discounts to be able to take advantage of what I would call premium or exclusive type opportunities with affiliates. So again, it's about basically arming your quiver with as many arrows as you can to work with affiliates in a variety of different ways. But it's very important to have a well thought out discount strategy, and I think if you look at the B2B space, that's one area to focus on. I think that there's an important distinction that small businesses aren't necessarily super savers in the way that consumers are, right? But it's definitely a trigger point that can enhance conversion.
Any other questions so far?
Unrelated, do you find that it's best to just have a broad small B approach, or do you approach it more in a segmented, maybe a vertical, legal, medical, educational, and try to actually segment it that way to get a growth?
Yeah, well, at Deluxe, we have many verticals. So we try and segment by vertical if we can, based on the affiliate site, their offers, how they're categorizing their website, the taxonomy. Certain affiliate websites, pets and things along that line. Pet products might be best to work in the veterinarian healthcare part of our business. Obviously, they're not going to be selling dental recall cards or things like that. So, yeah, we do try and segment when we can, but Deluxe does have that wide suite of small business products that cover a very large amount of different verticals out there.
What about using like industry specific blocks?
Yeah, and we're gonna talk a lot about that here in a couple minutes about how to focus, how to take advantage of B2sB affiliate marketing through blogs, through niche sites, through hobbies, through conversations that are already happening online that you may not think or you may think have something to do with a small business. So we've talked about how many businesses there are, and why they may be looking at the affiliate channel, but really, again, to focus us even a little deeper into the tactics, who are we talking about? Are we talking about the big business or the sole proprietor? We're talking about, again, companies with less than 20 people. 3/4 of the small businesses are run by a sole proprietor, right? By one or two people. These are the same people that buy shoes, CDs, TVs, gadgets, and other things. And I'm going to pause us here for a second because George has a comment about consumerization of B2B, and I think it also fits into what you were just asking about.
Yeah, and I think, again, what we're seeing with our merchant base is, and we've had some direct experience with affiliates and merchants on this, is this consumerization of the B2B space, especially the B2sB space. So, again, what was traditionally maybe a more complicated sale or that might have been held or executed in an offline channel is now migrating to the online world. The B2sB purchases look and feel a lot more like consumer purchases than they used to. I think small businesses are more empowered than ever to purchase online, and they're using more tools than ever. Whether that be an affiliate site or some well-targeted information from a third-party site. I also think there's a lot of credibility that small businesses gain by actually purchasing direct from the manufacturer, direct from the merchant. So I think the affiliates can take advantage of the loyalty that consumers have to merchants specifically versus, say, a reseller who might or might not have a great website or might have only been in business a short period of time. I think there's some confidence that comes from purchasing direct from the merchant.
And these, as you were just saying, there's similar, behaviors. And Marty, I'm going to ask you to clarify this last point on this slide because I know that this was from a Deluxe study. That there are more small businesses looking to buy products online than that are trying to sell them online.
Yeah, we were able to sample a large segment of our small business customers of nearly 4 million, and we were able to learn that 80% of those small business customers buy online, while as that same group of people, it was less than 70% actually sell online. So with that, it tells you that many of the small business owners are doing their research, their buying habits, and are happening online. And it was a compelling statistic.
So how are we going to reach the consumer? Right? So again, to bring us even deeper into the tactic of how do we actually do B2sB affiliate marketing. One of the things that the panel built this presentation and we suggest is that you start by looking at your site and asking yourself some questions. For the affiliates, are there people who make money or want to by doing what I describe on my site? And this is a great example, for, as I was saying earlier, for hobby sites. If you're talking about a hobby, if you're talking about building ice rinks or hovercraft, and you're trying to figure out how you're doing it yourself, if you think somebody may be out there trying to make money doing this, and my content is relevant. I could look for products and services around building this particular hobby and really monetize that. Another question is, and again, panelists, please, jump in here. Am I already providing small business content? Do you have how-to information on your site? Or can you put how-to information on your site? If you're starting to promote products to small businesses and there's not a lot of rich content about how to do it, how to use it, it may not be as successful as if you actually take the time. And Sherry, you actually did this very specifically, right, before you put this part of your site up?
I did
The
what specifically?
interviewing the small businesses?
Oh, yeah. Part of my strategy is to interview small business owners. And in doing that, I can write a post on it, I can give them credibility, and I can help with my traffic to my site. So I totally agree that you need to be out involved with your community members and interviewing them and then putting content that's valuable to other people on your site.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
In terms of the content, so you have the rate page view, do you use any sort of videos to also help?
A lot of people do that, and I haven't gotten to the expertise yet in that, but that's a great idea.
And then this next point really is to the gentleman in the back of the room that was asking the questions about, do you reach them through blogs? Do you reach them through, segmenting content, segmenting your site, creating categories, really, and then grabbing as much content around those categories and those segments as you can through blogs, through SEO, will really make a huge impact on the success of the affiliate site itself. So, if you talk about how to reach them, then how do you engage them? How do you keep them coming back? And some of the questions to ask yourself, as an affiliate, how can this help? How can the content help the small business attract more customers? How can the small business manage their time? Again, we talked earlier about small businesses are online buying products and services that grow their business in some way, shape, or form. And George talked about the loyalty, aspect of, if they find a product and a service on your site, they enjoy the content, they'll come back to it, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, Jerry, you would reiterate this, but content is, of course, it's really king, right? It's the value-added piece that most affiliates bring is the content around their products or services that they're promoting. We work really closely. We've got merchants that work really closely with affiliates to help them build out content. The relationship here with Deluxe and Cherry obviously is a testament to that. It's about finding the right affiliates, and then it's about finding the right mix of that valuable content to help that affiliate ultimately acquire traffic and drive conversion. We do this not just around content, but also around translations. So if you want to take your business and go global with it, that's another important element. But yeah, the content is it's extremely important. I think when you look at or a natural progression path that we see a lot of affiliates take is to augment their consumer-based offers with B2B offers. So it's fairly easy, again, in the software space to take, say, a security product, all right, and add the SB version of that or a 5-user license pack right below, say, a standard consumer suite. Okay, that's a natural progression. I was actually out to dinner with a very prominent affiliate here at Affiliate Summit this week, and they told me that they just launched the small business portion of their website, and they've been working on it for 2 years. So I think if you look at it again, it's fairly easy to add SB products in naturally with your consumer-based products. It's a bigger step to create a small business section to your site and all the content and value that you have to create around that to have it be viable. But that's, again, another natural progression is to go from the consumer piece all the way through on to creating that SB section.
Well, I have a little comment about that. I think as affiliates, sometimes we don't realize that we are actually in the publishing business. We're publishing and providing content on a regular basis. And publishing content for a business or selling to consumers is just very similar to providing content for the small business. So it's not that big of a leap. You're still doing the same thing. You're still providing content. You're still adding value. It's just to a different segment. So it's not that big of a leap to go from consumer to small business.
Any questions around this so far? So, if you build it, will they come? This is I'm going to bring up all of these here, and we're going to chat for a minute before we get into specific tactics. But Sherry, if you can just expand a little bit more on once you've built your section to your site, how in working with Marty at Deluxe, how did this work for you? I mean, was it an immediate thing? Were you immediately successful? Was it iteration?
Well, they've been working with me for a while. It doesn't happen overnight. I remember hearing some things and pretending like, oh yeah, I do totally understand that, and then it took me another month to figure out, wait, this is what he meant. So it's a constant testing, trial and error, and it doesn't happen overnight. You're going to have to make changes and then make more changes, and you keep tweaking it until you start hitting that nice place where you're earning a lot of commissions.
Yeah, and once in a while you'll get the opportunity, or it may happen where you'll hit the home run. But really, the migration into the B2SB space does take time. It does take an affiliate to be persistent and continually test and split test and try different things that eventually will, over time, resonate with the people coming to your website. So it's one of the things that I try and establish early with the affiliate, that this just doesn't happen overnight. It does take time, and it's like a plant. You gotta water the plant, you nurture it, and it slowly grows. And
do you talk to it?
Well, that's just my analogy.
You're supposed to.
Yeah, you're supposed to talk to it as well. But it paints the picture for you that this is a process. It's not an event, and it does take some time. And if you're willing to continually test and try new things, that you're going to eventually get there. It's going to have a positive revenue impact for the affiliate.
One of the questions I wanted to ask of the affiliates that are in the room, have any of you started, tried to sell small business products and then stopped because you thought it was just too much work or too much of a hassle?
Well, I want to just add something here. As an affiliate, when you pick products to sell, you're at a little bit of a disadvantage because you're not at their store. And, like I can't shop at the Deluxe store, but they can, and they have all kinds of information for you, and you might not be used to what they call things, the names of things and why people like these things. There's a whole bunch of education there that you don't have. And if you can get the affiliate managers to give you that information, you can organize things much more easily on your site and present things the way that they need to be. Because you don't come out there being a Deluxe product expert, or any expert. You're just not an expert at the beginning. You have to get that information from your affiliate managers.
I actually think that's a great point, and we see it all the time, especially in the technology space, where affiliate marketers, they're great online marketers, right? But they might not be experts in virtualization software. So how can we take someone who's very adept at online marketing and help them with, gain the knowledge, gain the content, gain the ability to sell a very specialized product like that? One, I think, important thing to do is to focus on what works for you today. Don't get too over your ski tips, when you get into the B2B space with something that you don't have any expertise on, right? Focus on expanding, what is at the core of your business today into that SB space, and I think you're going to be a lot more successful than trying to take on a whole new area where you really don't have a lot of expertise.
Yeah, I think that's important. Any questions? So we jump into the specific tactics and that an affiliate can do now to earn in the small business products and services space. We've talked a lot about this, and we're going to talk a little bit more about it. Reach out to the merchants and establish an open line of communication. Don't be passive with the relationship. And please, Marty.
Well, absolutely. And this message is resonating across all of the sessions. And if you're attending some of these sessions, you're going to see the relationship between affiliate and merchant. And everybody that's sitting on a panel and being a part of this can't stress more that this open line of communication is very necessary to not only grow your revenue, the merchant's revenue as well. And it's obvious the affiliates, your site, you know it really well, you know your categories, you know your taxonomy. We know our best sellers. We know our best performing discounts, what messaging resonates with the small business audience. And it's things like this that we're willing to share to help you. And again, I'm just going to go back to what I said earlier, is it's a theme across all of these sessions, and it really is the relationship between the merchant and the affiliate is critical for both to succeed.
And we talked about creating a small business section of your site, and we've heard from Sherry and from George about the amount of time and the amount of effort this may take. But if you create an area that are selling products that people are looking for, you create a section in content for the small business and the small business consumer. With that SEO, SEM as an example we talked about earlier. Affiliate marketing is not simply building links, right? With B2B, B2sB, it's not just building links and kind of setting it and forgetting it. And Sherry talked about this. It's constantly trying new things and getting new content.
Yeah, you can't sit back and not pay attention to a site for months and months and months and expect it to give anything to you. You have to constantly be adding things to it.
And then again, just around the organization. And it's a theme, if there's two themes for this, I think it's the relationship of the merchant and the content, the organization of the website, the taxonomy. Sherry and Marty talked about their experience of working together about building out that taxonomy and understanding that Sherry understanding that the Deluxe products follow a certain taxonomy, and Deluxe understanding how Sherry built her site. Is that,
No, that's absolutely correct. And it's different for every affiliate. And so even for myself as a merchant, it does take me a little time as well to go in and learn the affiliate site and see if there is opportunity within that site to help them expand and grow in the B2SB space.
Quick question, Mr. Cornstone. If you're really trying to focus and provide value and you're pushing a higher price product, why not build a site dedicated to that small business rather than doing add-ons to the consumer site?
I think it's a viable option. It's certainly gonna take a little bit more investment up front. It's probably not a dip your toe in the water type strategy. You're sort of jumping in full force there. So, you probably have to have some confidence. You likely have to have a strong relationship with a merchant or a series of merchants in a particular category to do that. You've got to have some expertise. So, it's certainly a viable option. I think it's again, you got to have all those elements in order to pull that off. I think it'd be successful. Along those lines, and I think along how to get started, how to make this happen. There's some things that you can do, and I think this holds true whether it's merchants or affiliates, but especially from the affiliate side, try and identify some of the merchants that are really promoting SB products online. I think it's not reasonable sometimes to expect that every merchant is going to be equal in what they offer, right? You take a look at Deluxe's approach, or from the network perspective, I can tell you the merchant's approach is very greatly, right? Who's actively engaged, who's say got it as a line item in terms of their budget or a revenue line item versus those who don't, and those are the people that you want to work with, and I think there's some homework you can do in terms of identifying which merchants are online. Focus on products that are easily sold online, and again, that are in your wheelhouse of expertise. But you certainly can take that approach. It's a little more all in than sort of I'm going to get started.
And I think the suggestion there is also, if you do that, the content, it's content, right? If you build a site around one page, one picture, one price, and one paragraph, it's not going to be as successful as if you actually are seen as an authoritative and valid destination for that information, for that product. Other things that affiliates can do, right? Educate your visitors, which is what we just talked about, right? Offer a point of view. The gentleman in the back again, with blogs, with content that you can bring in from authoritative figures and commentators or bloggers. Show expertise on your site. Pack your site with that relevant content. And then one of the things that we added here is that it's your site. Share an opinion. There's a way to create content every day, as Sherry just talked about. Affiliates or publishers. If you do that interviewing and you share your opinion of that product or that service that you're offering, people will come to it and pay more attention to it. Again, it's about content. Create your blog, as we just discussed. Through social media as well. People use social media every day. Don't just be spam on it, right? but really find out who's talking about the products and the services, who likes the products and the services, who dislikes the products and services. Insert yourself into that social media, and then again, niche vertical blogs. Really, the more relevant, the more specific information you can provide, the more valid your site will become to the visitor.
And to Google.
And to Google, exactly, which is very important. And then sell like products. And I'm not going to talk a lot about this because George actually was the one that talked to us about this, about the product stacking.
Yeah. So one thing that we've seen with affiliates again successful in this space is to of course sell like-minded products, right? Or what in the technology world we call it the technology stack, right? So you buy a small business server, you're going to buy a small business network security package, and you're going to buy a small business accounting package, right? Those products and services go together naturally. If you're selling lawnmowers, right? You can expand into commercial lawnmowers and then into weed whippers and leaf blowers, and those products and services tie naturally together. Going back to Sherry's comments about Google loves these interlinked types of products in the content. It creates juicy content for Google, right? So I think if you focus on products that are well suited together, families of products, it's easy to expand. And again, this ties back to just the consumer-based products too. If you're doing well with the consumer line, add the B2B products, add complementary products or services around there. Your content ties together really well. You rank really well, and visitors find it of value, right? I mean, it's a resource center. Think about when you browser shop yourself, right? You want to go to a spot where you can find what you're looking for, whether it's camping equipment, right, or things like that. I mean, you want everything in that category of products. So we've seen affiliates be successful there. I just want to make a comment too about Google. I think we all use Google every day, right? And it's a great tool, of course. But as you look at the B2B space, I think do some searches, right? Do some keyword searches, but take and put the consumer twist on it, right? Put buy in front of your keyword search, or put coupon behind it, and see what you come up with. I think what's happened in the affiliate space, or generally in the B2B space, is you'll see there's a lot of information out there. There might be some lead generation, which has typically been a B2B tactic. There likely isn't as much direct purchase type activity, and I think that's a good signal in terms of opportunity. Those types of searches, they'll uncover a lot of different opportunities for you. It's a great way to see who's out there, who's in the space, which competitors are out there, which merchants are actually out there. And again, I think in the B2B space, it's a less used tool than in the consumer space.
I think it's important to know. And then once you've got your site up, you've got your content, you've got your products, test everything, right? Test products, promotions, and content continually. Sherry, you talked a lot about this, a lot about the testing and seeing what worked and what didn't.
Yeah, there is a lot of trial and error in all of this. And if you're not testing, you're not improving. And I think you need to constantly be improving your site.
And then share that success or the challenges that you have with your merchant. Share what works and share what doesn't. If it doesn't work, ask your merchant why not. If you have that open line of communication, I think you'll find much more success there.
Yeah, absolutely, and we may be able to follow you in a direction to not have to go through some of the growing pains and shorten that test period a little bit. And likewise with the affiliate sharing information with us as well. And I think to just kind of spin off a little bit about what George said too, with the frontier constantly changing out there, with now Siri coming aboard and image search becoming more of a norm, it's really going to change the landscape out there as far as search goes. So as the affiliate is learning in those new areas, we're learning as well. And what we want to do is we want to stay on the forefront of that. We want to be the pioneers into those next areas. And the way to do that is to obviously share information back and forth so we can continue a strong relationship and move forward to hopefully shorten that path of the test and learn period.
And then, participate in the industry. You don't have to give away your trade secrets to participate. The idea of two heads are better than one. As we stated earlier, the blueprint isn't yet written. So if you look out and you listen to social media and you participate in these types of conferences and you talk to other B2B merchants and affiliates and find out what's working for them and what isn't, it really is going to be important. Look for one very specific point. Look for places to earn more money through contests, surveys, etc. I know you've just recently really started promoting contests. You guys announced winners at a contest here at Affiliate Summit. Is that something you're going to continue to do?
Absolutely, and it was also brought up in a session yesterday on 12 out of the box promotions that you can do to activate an affiliate, and it is one of the things. We all know that cash is king, and we'll continue down that path, but we'll also do as much as we can to put interesting contests out there and anything that we can do to motivate the affiliates to want to help promote our products and services. So yeah, it's going to be ongoing. It will not stop. It will continue.
Great. Oh, well, here's where they messed with our PowerPoint. So we've heard from the panelists. Are there any other questions that the audience has right now? I'm going to flip over here to see if there's anybody tweeted. No. Okay. From the panelists, is there anything specific you want? We have about 4 minutes left. So, is there anything specific each of you would like to share with the audience?
Yeah, if there's one takeaway that I'd like every affiliate to walk out of here with today is, again, establishing the relationship. Reaching out to your merchant and making yourself available, making yourself visible so that we can establish a relationship and grow. And it's very important, and like I said, it's resonated across a lot of the sessions. And if you can take that one, takeaway with you today, I think this will help your revenue along with help growing our revenue. And I hope to hear from all the affiliates in here today.
Marty, what percentage of your affiliates would you say do communicate with you that way? I think I probably know the answer, but
yeah, you as a merchant yourself, yeah, you definitely know that it's a small proportion. So I definitely, we're doing what we can to sweeten the pot a little bit, to have some of the affiliates come out of the weeds and expose themselves and want to establish that relationship. And it's one of the things that, I'd like some affiliates to know that, when you're establishing a relationship with a merchant, it's not all about business all of the time. So you need to know where your merchant is located, know some of the things that are going on in that area to break the ice when you have a conversation, to start establishing that relationship, and with that relationship grows. And I can't say enough how important it is to establish a relationship. But to get back to you, Heather, it's a small portion. It's a small portion.
My point being that those affiliates who do actually communicate with the affiliate manager are already way ahead of the game.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And there's, we die to see that happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's an opportunity. It's such an opportunity.
Well,
Absolutely.
then there are some affiliate managers that I've tried to get a hold of for several years, and it was like, wait, they're never responding to my emails. I really went through a lot of trial and error to even get them to answer my emails. So, on the other hand, it's really nice that the merchants make themselves available to help you. So make sure when you go into a program that you can have that support and help that you need.
Sherry, there was a question texted in. How do you find merchants if they're not on the networks?
Well, I have to go through the networks, and I also listen in the forums to hear what other people say about affiliate managers and who the best ones are, and that's the only place I find them is actually through the big affiliate networks.
And I think one of the things something important that you said is, to the person that texted this question is, the forums are really big help. Right? The forums, when an affiliate, when an affiliate finds a new product or a new service or a new promotion that they really like, or a merchant that they've really enjoyed working with, they'll post it, right? So the social media that's available through the affiliate networking, I think is a really good place.
Yeah, networks are a great spot. Other affiliates are a fantastic spot to find information. LinkedIn is a really good place.
Marty, you had given a tip or two for affiliates
Well, yeah, I mean, as far as trying to attract affiliates.
Yeah, and getting started.
Well, absolutely, and it goes back to being in it's important to be in the major networks, definitely. And along with that, I talked about featured ad placement, media buys within those spaces, along with the specific forums and blogs and anywhere that you can. One of the things I can say as a merchant is make yourself available. As Sherry said, it's very difficult to some affiliate managers don't get back. So, for myself, I'm available via an email, via Twitter, via Skype, via AIM, via you name it. I have every tool available. Basically, my door is open. And that would be one of the things that I would definitely say to help you out. Yeah.
Great. Well, it looks like we have run out of, yes, I see the sign, run out of time. So thank you very much to the panelists.